saw your quotes to Sophia in the first intermission. For you guys to go out after that and actually, do what you felt needed to be done with the hit and everything, what does that say about this team right now? Because we've seen so many times in the past where, teams say, oh, we'll get them another game. We'll figure it out another time. And then you have that stage fight. But you guys seem to decide, let's take care of business now. Let's send a message. What does that say about this team right now?
Yeah. Norris did a great job stepping up and fighting. Same with Freddie, answering the bell and responding. And obviously, you hate to see a guy go down. Brando's a huge part of this team, and he's a great player. But I mean, most importantly, you're concerned about his health, and he was put in a bad spot. But the response was great. I mean, guys went out, did the job. It didn't need to be said. They just took control and answered the bell. And as a team, we played the right way after that. We didn't let it distract us or get us down. Obviously we're thinking about Brando all game, but we did the job and took care of business on the ice.
Just a quick follow-up there. Sorry. I know it's probably going to be tough to figure out, and I'm not sure if they can ever do this, but he doesn't get a penalty on that headshot there. Do you think there's got to come a time where the NHLPA and the league need to sit down and say, look, any contact to the head is a penalty, or is that just impossible to do?
Yeah, it is impossible to do. It's such a fine line, but that's, I think, the biggest problem is what they're choosing to review and not to review. I mean, last year in playoffs, there was high sticks that were reviewed when a guy hits his own teammate. If the ref makes a bad call, you let the ref make a bad call. But for a major penalty to not be allowed to be looked at, if the refs are able to look at that on video, it's a clear suspension, and he's gone from the game. So, that's the whole problem with bringing video into the game the way that they did. They care more about looking at a video review of an offside by an inch or half an inch, but they don't care about reviewing a guy's headshot. So, that's, it's tough to pick and choose when you start bringing video into what you're going to review. And that's a situation where they could have. But again, that's a fine line. You go down that road, where does it stop? So there's a lot of issues with that.
Thanks, man.
Dan Roach.
Hey, Brad, just to follow that up, a two-part question. One was just, in that situation with a guy like Carlo, with a guy like Wilson, who we've seen do things in the past, how tough is it to watch that hit first and foremost? And then on the flip side of that, what was said, Bruce mentioned something about the leadership group kind of taking charge in that second, in the innovation, and then coming out in the second period led by you and Bergie and whatever. What was that like to come out as a team and get the job done? Yeah, I mean, obviously, first and foremost, you don't ever want to see a guy get hurt on the ice. It doesn't matter if he's your teammate or your opponent. We're all out there to do a job. And, I mean, I've been guilty of it in the past, guys in a bad position and you take a cheap shot, but it is something that, you don't want to see happen, and especially to a teammate. And, that's what that was. He was in a bad spot and he took advantage of it. So, Brando, first and foremost, we hope that he's okay and he's going to make a quick recovery, but, that's also not the case right now.
Tim Rosenthal.
Hey, Brad, I know you touched on Tenorti a little bit, but just to expand on that, what type of impression did he leave on you guys, just being willing to challenge Wilson there in that spot?
He from the second he got here, he's been a great teammate, which is what we heard about him before he got here. He's been a great player since he's been in the lineup, and that's another element that he brings. I mean, he's tough. He's willing to stick up for his teammates, and he showed that tonight. And I mean, that was the turning point of the game. He stepped up and had a great fight, and we just rolled from there. So he's been a great addition. Again, having guys that you trust in your room that stick up for one another, it's been part of our culture for a long time, and that's not going to change. We expect that in this room and on our team. And when it's your turn, you got to step up, and he did a great job tonight doing that. Freddie again, later in the period or later in the game. We got a lot of respect for guys like that.
Last question, Kevin Paul Dupont.
Brad, the TV showed Bergie going over to Wilson before the second period began and talking to him. If Bergie comes on, I'll ask Bergie, but if you could tell us what Bergie was saying, if not, what would you have liked to have him
I have
say?
no idea what Bergie said. I wasn't there. I didn't ask him what he said. And I'm not going to speculate what his conversation was. He talked to him at another point in the game as well. But I really have no idea what he said. So
If it were you, what would you have been saying?
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate what I might say in a situation. I'd probably say something stupid. So